Hi guys, I want to share my morning basket with you guys, and this week theme. The theme for this week is farm, which is inspired by the story Little Red Hen, which is the book for this week, because I have a book list for this whole year. So I'll pick a book per week that we are going to focus on and draw out lessons. So it's kind of the setting of Little Red Hen is on a farm. So I thought, well, we could learn about other things in a farm. I love this action rhyme book, and I try my best to match the rhyme to the book we are reading. If it does not match, it's still fine. The goal and purpose is just to get some movement in before we start our read aloud. Busiest people ever, Richard Scarry. We love his book so much. I'm like, I think there's a page about farm or stuff there. So let us just read it to learn about some vocabs or new words related to farm theme. Then what do people do all day? A page about farmer alfalfa, and also a page about wood. No, a section about wood and its uses. Woods, what happened to the trees when they cut them down, what they do with them, and just let's say the life cycle of a tree, kind of the journey of a tree and how we use those trees. We just don't see them as trees, they turn to paper and other things for us to build boats, to build a lot of things, houses. And I love that section. I'm like, I have to include this. This is for my toddler. Where is my egg? And we also have yoga for parents and kids. There is a page about tree pose, and that is the yoga pose we are going to practice for this team, inshallah. Also, let me see, what am I picking up? Oh yeah, what to know. I love this book so much. We use it for independent reading because it's just we are done with phonics and all those things, but I feel like this book, because it is short, it makes her happy to read more. She can read more than 10 pages in one sitting, and we happen to have a place about Fred and his family, and the setting of this F section is actually in a farm, which I find nice because at the end of the week is actually farm. So vocab words related to farm, and the setting, the story is in the farm. So I think this is really nice. I just had to include it in our morning basket. This book I love so much. It has 32 stories, like 10 poems. And one of my favorite parts of this book is that after each story, there is a page about the author where you can read a little bit about the author, and there is a response corner where it includes activity tied to the story, relating to the story, which is really nice. And after each story, there is also a poem or a rhyme, a poetry or a nursery rhyme that's just match the story, kind of. So I really love this book. I don't know why it is so popular. This is a free program for a free PDF language arts program for from core knowledge. I'm not editing this again. I've edited this like 3 times. I'm not doing it again. So this is just fun activities to go with the Little Red Hen story. This one is activity from free activities from Homeschool Compass. I downloaded it for free, and I asked a friend of mine who is doing a printing job to get a print to print it for me and laminate some cards, so that my toddler can explore it too. Animal sound puzzle. Match the animal onto the sound. I think this one is mostly for my toddler, and I'm also taking care of a 2-year-old, and a 4-year-old, kind of like daycare. So I thought that would be a nice activity to do. Maths, well, for my 5-year-old and also my daycare student. Our binder includes Islamic activities like Akida, calendar time, and all those things like that. And also, this is a kindergarten curriculum I designed for my 5-year-old because I want us to spend a year in this gentle, slow learning. And also, for me, it is mostly for me to build this habit of being consistent with learning before we get to the serious learning part where she'll be 6. I'll I can't say we're going to start formal education at the age of 6 because I feel this is education. Formal or not formal, education is education to me. It is just I go at the pace of my child. These are some of the stories we're going to cover. Little Red Hen, Green on the Beyond, I Will Always Love You, On Mother's Lap, Mandaline, and stuff like that. It is very gentle. See? So just very gentle and encourage repetition. Like this week, the focus book for this week is Little Red Hen. We are going to read it on day 1. On day 2, she's going to retell it to me in her own words. On day 3, we happen to have 2 versions of the story of Little Red Hen. We are going to read another version of it. And on day 4, maybe do some painting related to the story. On day 5, I don't know, but I'll tell you, we've actually done day 1 before I post this video, and she happened to narrate the story to me with another main character. Instead of Little Red Hen, she chose to narrate the story with cats. So she changed the story to Cat being the main character and Little Red Hen, Pig, and Duck being the helper. And this time they made the decision not to be helpful rather than saying no, and the story ended up a story. The end of a story is that they all shared the bread rather than not sharing the bread because they didn't work together. They worked together and they shared the bread. This is our family journal where I would write a review and a narration. It is something new I'm starting. Just write a review, date, narration, who chose the book, and just to keep record of our book list. Some toys to just match the story, blocks to build boundaries or something, maybe when they want to create their farmhouse. A few animals I could get that's maybe in the farm for my toddler and for my preschooler to just explore on their own. I'm sorry for the voiceover. I don't want to redo this over and over again. And I've been staying away from YouTube because I'm like, the video is not perfect enough, the voiceover is not perfect enough. I'm nervous, I'm always making mistake, and I kind of have maybe speech delay or something. So I know what I want to say, but to say it is just something else. This life cycle of chicken, it has the same from the same principle on the farm activity book by Homeschool Compass. They are all the same with the number card, the learn to read card, the puzzle. This is from core knowledge. We are definitely not doing the jam because I don't have strawberry. Actually, I have fear of strawberry because the first strawberry I tasted was horrible. Since that day, I've never ever in my life bought strawberry, and I don't think I want to buy strawberry. Sorry, I don't think I want to buy more strawberry.